Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. What do I do for you? The sun is up now, so that do we out. So, boy, I got a lesson for you today. Hope you enjoy it. Let's do what we do. Right, as 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message in the story. For life, I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right Thinker's mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Excuse me. Right Thinker's way of life, and it is a way of life that you can adopt and manifest for yourself through what? Mental and spiritual disciplines daily will help and guide you to obtain that goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. And that's the goal, that's my mission. That all my right thinkers do just that. So there's no hidden agenda. Everything is transparent. I got one agenda to get you to know yourself. So I'm gonna use stories, educational disciplines, principles that I live by to help you along the way. That's what I do. What I do. It's all for you to help you know thyself. All right. Now as you know, let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Avoid them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes that they know, dangers, avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can even awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with what? Knowledge of self. Gotta do it. So I do that for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. But I think to know thyself until my eye be true. Today, excuse me, the voice is killing me. Huh? I gotta stop talking so much. My voice is getting raspy. That means I gotta stop talking. I drink my tea. That ain't doing nothing. But let's get to the lesson right here. I can talk through this one. Right thinkers, let's talk about spiritual brotherhood. I just got the phone with my pastor. I asked him, well, "What's my brother, right?" Yeah, let me break it down. He said, "Oh, yeah, I get it. Oh, I see what you come for. Yeah, I got you. So maybe you might be like him. Let me try to break it down for you. We have occults. We have games. We got the hood. We got family. We got cliques, etc. Um, Sonic orders, Easter Star. We got all those things, and all of them are based on one common thread: spirituality, which is what? God. I use the term spiritual enlightenment. God is spirit. Enlightenment is having knowledge of. So I'm trying to enlighten you to God. I want you to know God for yourself. I want you to get to God on your own with knowledge and understanding of self. Hope I'm clear with that. So the brotherhood is all those who are spiritual, who want to do and share spiritual concepts with one another. So they join groups, they're part of the organizations. Right thinking is a universal concept. If we're thinking right, we're living right, we're doing right, we're right thinkers. I don't need you to be part of none of that nonsense. It's all spiritual. Understand that. Let's go. And all those things we have is called a spiritual brotherhood, aka, okay, fraternal orders. Better term. Illuminati, you got everybody, Masons, all of them, but they all worship God, supposedly, and they have a Bible or a Quran or some holy book to justify what they do. There's rules for that, so understand that. But with spirituality, it's all on you, it's all internal. I'm not gonna collect no dues. I'm not gonna none of that. I'm gonna give you information that you can use for yourself, and you'll see the results for yourself. That's how it's done. All right. I have my spiritual church family. We all believe in God. We come together as fellowship and get the message from my pastor, who's a God-fearing man, a living righteous man. So the lesson that we get from somebody like that has a lot of cachet to it. Why? Because you can see him living what he say. I teach. I want you to know that I live by my teachings. So if you're preaching, you should live by your preachings. That's what I'm saying. Okay? But I have love for all of them, not physical. Don't need that. That's why spiritual love can be shared. Why? It ain't a sex thing. The spirit is neither male nor female. So understand that, people. Human beings have to be distinguished male or female. Now you have an issue with gender, which is another lesson I ain't going there. But if you stand up in the bathroom, you male. You gotta sit down, you're female in the discussion. So, but we can share in the same thought of loving a higher self, a higher something higher than ourselves. It's a spiritual thing and a mind thing. See where I'm going with this? I have spiritual brothers and sisters in Christ, in Judaism, in Islam, to make a difference. And we all have one thing in common: God. That's spirit. If you're a spiritual being, that means you have life. Life comes from God. That means you are a spiritual being having human experience. When the body no longer has a spirit in it, the body is no use to anybody. That's why they put it in the ground. They're going to turn back to ashes and go back to where it comes from. Materials are going to decompose, all that good stuff. But we put it in the box, we dress it up. I ain't going there, but I ain't big on that. Why? Because with knowledge and understanding, certain things just don't make sense. Be it right now, just sense, okay? When I give lessons, you ain't got to subscribe to them. You ain't got to like them. But if they make sense, at least you can understand, well, brother, makes sense. So that's all. Friendships, watch this, are spiritual relationships. We friends because we believe in the same things and we're going to treat each other right. My brother from my mother is a physical birth brother. He ain't got to be my spiritual brother. Everybody outside my mother is my spiritual brother or sister. Okay? So biological brothers and sisters, they don't count. Why? They part of it. They're already there, the DNA. Well, they want to be with you, but you got to speak, get along, all that's irrelevant. Spiritual relationships are negotiable between two people feeling the same way about a certain thing. That's what makes it unique, and that's what makes it work. And friendships is based on that pretty much. Okay? I call my friends my spiritual family. Why? Because of what we believe and how we do what we do. I used to hang out with people. We could care less about God. God wasn't the conversation. I was told a few years ago, well, baby, everybody want to talk about God all the time. Well, those people I no longer talk to. If you want to talk God, we can have a conversation. Okay, whether it's agreeing or disagree, we can have a conversation respectfully. So I'd rather talk about God than she said, who shot John? Okay, or politics, all this other stuff that's going on. At least God is a spiritual concept. Watch this. God believers have the biggest followers. What? Religion, Christians. They are family under the same God. Christ, Jesus, whatever y'all look at, but that's what they believe. And that's fine. That connects them together spiritually. If it gets them to treat me the way they treat me on Sunday, I ain't got no problem with that. The way we fellowship on Wednesday on the prayer line, I got no problem with that. So I'm not beat for them believing or following religion at all. My opinion about religion got nothing to do with them personally. So understand that. If you have, watch this, where you go. If you have no religion, if you're not a believer in God in any aspect of any area, you are not part of my spiritual family. Simple. You ain't got a problem with that. Neither do I. Okay? If you're religious, that don't make you spiritual. I keep telling you that. Religious people are religious. Spiritual people are spiritual. When they sit and converse and come together, they see where their differences are, and if they intelligent enough, they can work through that and won't have a problem. Why? As long as you respect me, I respect you. You can be religious as you want. You can be spiritual as you want. That's why. Now, becoming spiritually enlightened, that's a whole nother animal. Why? I can deal with you any way you want to go. Why? I'm smarter spiritually. Why? I'm enlightened. I know myself and I know God. I know how to worship and fellowship with people of different concepts about God. We all are part of the spiritual family, aka the fraternal order, because of what? We're spiritual beings. We're connected spiritually, like-minded. So to have a racial issue or discrepancy issue because of color is always been dumb, will always be dumb. But we need to get past that. Why? Because if you cut a white person, a black person, the blood gonna be red. So on the outside, it was important. The spirit, that's what's on the inside. The outside just got to become conscious and understand that. And that's how we take care of our people. If we teach our young that, don't wait till you get 30, 40 years old to find out, all the stuff they taught me wasn't real. I believe, yeah, look, I wasted all my. Tired of hearing those stories. Let's get to the young people and get them spiritually enlightened early. Simple. I ain't saying doctrinate them into Christianity. That's what I'm saying. But get them to realize early what they can do and keep God in the mix. I'm saying I got a little young kid in the church. My man AJ, I'm calling AJ, but yeah, young kid, 11 years old, in church, reading the statement. He's there every week. So I don't have a problem with that at all. So I ain't saying don't bring the kid to church. Don't bring. No, I'm saying let them get into understanding about God. Just keep it real with them, tell the truth. All right, here we go. We are all spiritual brothers and sisters. Why? Because we're spiritual beings having human experience. So there's only one race, the human. Moving on. No matter what you believe, think, or do, you're still part of what? The spiritual family, too. Of course, you're ignorant of that. Don't mean you're not. Okay, because you don't know something, that means it ain't. Okay, we are spiritual beings, so we're all connected spiritually to the one God. I get a little noise. Keep my watch this. So my goal as the master teacher is to lift the veil of what? Spiritual ignorance that keeps some of us from knowing ourselves and God spiritually and with knowledge of self. With those things, you can manifest and produce anything you want. Without that, you continue to spin your wheels. When I make that spiritual connection with somebody, like in church service, my emotions, I get full emotion. My heart get up and I cry. That don't mean I'm soft. No, that just means when the heart is overjoyed with joy, it will release the floodgates. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know what about you or how other people cry, but I don't cry out of pain and sorrow. Joy. Okay, trust me. I also, here we go. Who get goosebumps? When I make a spiritual connection, I'm talking on the phone with somebody, or I'm engaged with somebody, and I get goosebumps. So, whoa, my man, we just made a connection. I just felt you. And the whole point about feeling somebody is internal. It ain't physical. I don't want to be touching people. But when you can feel them spiritually, you vibrate at the same frequency, so to speak. All that's important. We don't have a clue about that. Not a clue. We ain't even close when it comes to dealing with each other from a telepathic or spiritual concept when it comes to mentally. I also get the goosebumps when I spiritually move. Sometimes I move to tears. Again, next one. Spiritual relationships are the best. If you ask me why, because when you have a godly connection between two people, you're not thinking sexual. You're not thinking, you're thinking, I call my church sisters. Okay, they're my sister. If you got perverted thoughts about your sister, you should go see a psychiatrist. Why? That's just not healthy. That's a problem. If every woman you see as a sexual object, that's a you problem, not theirs. Because a woman got a nice body and take care of herself, and that don't make she want everybody to look at her. Come on, man, that's ridiculous. But that's a man problem. Some women like other women, but seeing somebody that way, no. See them spiritually, see them on the inside. That's why I wear the eye. The eye sees internal. It sees spiritual, not physical. I deal with you from the neck up. Philosophically. That means I don't need the body. That's what I'm saying. When you go to sleep, the body's of no use to you. When you go into that next realm, the spiritual realm, the dream state, the unconscious state, you don't need the body. You do need this. So work with that. Moving on. I've had physical relationships, yeah. But they don't compare to my spiritual relationships. If seeing somebody makes you happy to be around them physically, you physically attracted to them. That's, if that's what you want, that's fine. But when you can deal with somebody on a spiritual level, it's a whole different relationship. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, brothers and sisters. So, brothers, of course, your mate have a male spiritual friend. Don't get caught up in, that's your insecurity. Don't bring that to her. Moving on. Or women, same way. I can share spiritual love with both male and female. Why? Because spirit has no sex. The flesh, the body has to be distinguished between male and female. Spirit don't care. Spiritual love is sharing the same beliefs in the higher power of God or the higher self. If like-minded people do that, that's the spiritual love that y'all share. It's a beautiful thing. Every religion is a spiritual relationship amongst each other. But when we start going to church and gossip about this one and that one, that ain't nothing to do with church. That's individual stuff. Those kind of churches, I won't be part of. You know, a bunch of them, but they do them, so that's what they. If you're in that church, if and nothing going on but that, you just in the wrong place. You're in the house of gossip. Okay, they call it worship, but it's really house of gossip. Spiritual love is people coming together for the common good. Again, different opinions, different agendas for certain people. Watch this now. With new spiritual relationships daily, I'm growing spiritually, not physically. I could care less, but I love to comment. I love to interact with the concepts and belief system. Understand that that's good. That's fine. That's healthy. Moving on. I'm about to wrap it up. Again, I appreciate you tuning in. The whole point about I hope everybody's understanding their part in this spiritual brotherhood. Okay, here we go. Spiritual love can and should be shared with all or by all. Universal. They call it universal love for a reason. It's for everybody. I'm gonna love you. I ain't gonna love you. I don't do that spiritually. No. If your spirit is bad, I'm going to leave you alone. If you're toxic, I'm going to avoid you. But I'm going to always show respect and love until proven otherwise. Moving on. When they say love your neighbor like yourself, okay, that's their concept. If my neighbor's an a-hole, I'm not going to love him. So that's a theory that I don't subscribe to. I understand it. Don't subscribe to it. I understand it, but I'm not going to do that. Simple as that. Discernment means making a decision for yourself. That's all it means. I use my discernment when it comes to spiritual matters. I have my own principles that I'm governed by, my own philosophical principles that I live by. So you telling me yours, that's fine. That's what you live by. Don't pour it on me. I ain't trying to pour mine on you. Moving on. To share spiritual love, you don't have to be religious, just mentally and spiritually involved in understanding. And you ain't got to worry about it. I'm sharing spiritual knowledge right now, which is really what sharing spiritual love with all those who partake. It's your choice. If you turn to this channel, some fell in by accident, some say, man, I just turned to the channel, but I like what you do. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. But you come here, you know what I do. Or you should. Once you get here, you'll find out what I do. And if self-improvement ain't on your agenda, I ain't for you. I ain't got a problem with that. Moving on. About to wrap it up. And again, for those who do turn in, I appreciate you. You can love your spiritual teacher, sage, without physical loving him. I don't need to touch none of y'all physically, but I love to talk to you mentally and spiritually. Why? Because it's going to help you become a better you. That's why I do what I do. It's for you. Wrapping it up, spiritual love is what God's love, and we all have it. So become a right thinker and share your spiritual love. It's all good. I share mine with you. I'll be back. I got more love for you.